Hello, my friends. So good to see you guys. Happy Friday Eve day to everybody. I'm going to check and make sure that we are actually streaming in the group like I want. Give me 1 second. Yep, we are there. I'm so excited. So we've got Facebook and YouTube right here. I'm so excited this will be on my YouTube channel. So if you are watching this on YouTube, leave us a comment. I always like to know that people are watching. And if you're catching this on Facebook, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give me permission to see your name in the comments, because I always love seeing the comments. But when it says Facebook user, I'm like, wah, wah, wah. I want to know who's there. So today I have a special guest with me. My friend Wendi Hatton is in the house. She is going to teach us how to leverage LinkedIn to grow our businesses. She is a powerhouse of information. So hang in there with us and get those questions ready to toss into the chat while I've got her with us. If you're catching on replay, no worries. If you have a LinkedIn question, tag me in it so I'm sure to see it. And then I can go back and ask Wendi for more information and maybe connect you with her to get more of her expertise. But first, I say this every week. If you're new to me and I'm new to you, I am Tracy Beavers. I am your business and sales coach. And my passion, absolute passion, is helping you, the small business owner, build the business of your dreams, gain that income that you seek, and have time for your family and your life along the way. Yes, you do not have to work 24/7. It is possible to balance it all. And I work with my clients to create a roadmap of clear action steps, all laid out, easy to follow, so they can build their businesses and keep their sanity. So reach out to me if you're interested in that and what we can accomplish together, because your success is always my priority. And I love to share how my coaching clients are gaining visibility and new clients in their businesses. It is so fun to help them. One of my newest clients and I planned out strategy for her to leverage Facebook and Instagram to have actual conversations in the DMs, conversations that lead to people either joining her email list or hopping on a sales call with her. And she's feeling super confident because she knows every day, she knows exactly what she needs to do. And if you would like to know how to start conversations in the DMs that lead to sales without feeling spammy and weird, book an info call with me and let's talk about it, because I can help you level up your business. And I've got several different options available to help you grow. I've got a 90-minute one-time strategy call, got a 3-hour laser-focused intensive, if that is a better fit for you, or private one-to-one coaching. But let's figure it out together. Okay, guys, don't forget to throw your questions in the chat. So let's get started. Sales coach and LinkedIn specialist Wendi Hatton helps women entrepreneurs attract premium clients and profitable collaboration opportunities using LinkedIn as their primary platform to establish visibility and credibility. That credibility is so important. Her expertise has taken her to dozens of stages and interviews, teaching her max value formula, culminating with her newly launched Linked Prosperity Mastermind. Sounds so cool. It is a step-by-step LinkedIn group training program taking members from the basics to creating lasting and collaborative relationships that then lead to those quality leads and ideal clients that we just talked about that you can get in the DMs as well. She is a Navy veteran. Thank you so much for your service, Wendi. And she is a professional clarinetist. Holy cow. She was named the National Association of Professional Women's Woman of the Year in 2016 and was featured in fall 2015 in the Women of Distinction magazine. Holy cow, Wendi, is there anything else you want to share with us about you before we dive in and start talking about LinkedIn?
Oh, well, as far as the clarinet and being a musician, my whole family's are musicians, and I'll probably talk a little bit about them, but
Yeah.
it's just, that's where I come from, the music world. So that's my whole perspective when I come onto LinkedIn and helping people grow their business. It ties together pretty well.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about that. How does that tie together for you?
Well, so when I retired from the Navy, I was in the Navy band, and I knew I needed to have some kind of income. So I knew the most, the thing that made the most sense would be to teach private lessons at my house and like maybe go to a couple schools. So I did that for several years after I retired. But then I was thinking, I like teaching kids how to play clarinet, but there's got to be something. I feel like there is something bigger for me, where I can make a bigger impact. And that's right when I discovered coaching. So
I love that.
yeah, it actually, I was a health coach first before I became a sales coach. Yeah, because after you retire from the military, at least for me, I sort of let go of things and started eating anything I wanted to, and so kind of let things go. So I gained all this weight. So then I found someone that helped me, a coach. It was my first experience of coaching,
Yeah.
and she helped me lose like 70 pounds in like in a year and a half. And
Holy
so I said, I'm going to help other people do this too. So so I went to coaching school, and the health was the niche. And so after I did that, I health coached for about a year and a half, and I
cow.
had a radio show. I had a blog talk radio show called Sky's the Limit Radio with two other health coaches, and we thought at the time, this was back in 2012, that the general public wasn't really familiar with the coaching industry other than like sports or voice or whatever. So we just interviewed coaches from all different niches every single week. And we did it for 5 years. And through those years, I became friends with a lot of those coaches, and a lot of them would share with me how they just didn't have any clients. They wished that they had more clients, and we could tell just from the interviews that they had a great value to offer them, And I just felt it was such a shame that they weren't able to get out there and have as many clients as they wanted to. So I just went out, based on my clarinet studio that I had built up as a little business. I knew a little bit about growing a business. So I said, okay, so I'm going to go out and get some formal training and then come back and help them. And so that's what I did. So I came back and started helping coaches with their sales and attracting clients. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
That's so great. I love how you started in one spot and it evolved into what you're doing now.
Right.
So many people so many people that I talk to, some of my clients even will come to me when they don't know what they want to do. They want to build a business. They want to do something from home or remote or whatever. And they're just not sure where to start. And a lot of times I'm like, just start somewhere because it'll evolve into what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Started.
Right. Yeah. And I still play clarinet. So I do both really. So.
Got it. I love it. And you said that you're preparing for your symphony. Is that this week or next week or?
This week. Yeah. This coming Saturday, we have a concert coming up. We're all still wearing masks. Even people who play wind instruments like I do, we're wearing masks.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I guess
better be safe than sorry, but it does make it hard, I bet.
It does, especially for the people who have to put something in their mouth.
Right.
So
for sure. Well, let's dive in and talk about LinkedIn. So a lot of people think that LinkedIn is only for job seekers or to be recruited by somebody. So what would you say is the difference between how the job seekers use LinkedIn versus how people like you and I want to use it to attract our ideal clients?
Okay. Well, actually, that's how LinkedIn started way back in 2003. That was the whole platform, was for job seeking and for employers to looking for people to work for them.
Right.
And so, they post their resumes and things like that. Well, 3 years later, in 2006, that's when everything blew open when they included the profiles. They've these amazing profiles that have just so much. They're just so detailed and the most robust of all of social media. So it went from people trying to find a job to entrepreneurs and business owners and people who are not trying to find a job, but they're trying to find clients. So and it's all based on, because of the profile, you can create it, you can write things on it that are more represent your brand and what you do, your message, and what you represent, and not necessarily a job resume kind of a thing. So it's two different kinds of things. So some people start out with a job, but then maybe they want to leverage LinkedIn as a client generating type of a platform. So then they have to redo their whole their profile, because you can only have one. You can't have two. LinkedIn doesn't let you have two accounts. So you have to really decide: do you want to promote your job, what you do in your career, or do you want to have your own business and show people how you work with people, what you do to help them move forward and change the world, that kind of thing. So you have to just revamp your entire profile. So that profile is really important. If you want to attract clients and collaboration partners, it's all about showing and representing you as a person, as a brand, and your message and everything. And so that's what I help people do. And that's the first step after, before they can really do anything else on LinkedIn.
Got it. So
Yeah.
they've got to set up that profile in a way that will attract people looking for what they offer. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I know you've got your proprietary course and instruction that you do with your clients. It's called Max Leads Formula. Tell us what that's about.
Well, actually, this is really, okay, I'm going to be really transparent. Okay, so for about over a year, I've been teaching my methodology called Max Leads Formula, and the word leads is an acronym. Each letter represents something having to do with succeeding on LinkedIn. Well, just the other day, I was thinking, okay, I think that, LinkedIn is really about giving value to people. And, the leads are going to come as long as you're giving value and you're not trying to sell them or anything. So I changed it just a couple of days ago.
You told me that and I forgot, and I'm so sorry I misspoke. It is Max Value Formula. Yes.
Yeah, max value. So each letter of the value is a word that represents something that helps you to succeed on LinkedIn. And so that's what my program is at the moment. It's structured around the Max Leads Formula, but we're going to be tweaking it. It's a lot of the same types of things. They're just structured a little bit differently to make it I think it just aligns better with my brand. And I think people will resonate with that as well, more than, leads is, everybody knows about leads, but we're going to get them as long as you have value. Think about giving value on that platform. It's a relationship building platform. It's not a selling platform, which a lot of people tend to think that it is. And I'm sure you all have, I'm sure you all have experienced when you first connect with somebody and then the next thing they say is, hey, come and buy my stuff or kind of thing. So that happens a lot. So there are a small group of us who are trying to change the culture of that unfortunate thing happening. Like one example, LinkedIn has, the LinkedIn groups. They used to be able to, if you had your own group, you could send out one email, just like as if it was an email system type of a platform. You could send one email out and it would go to every one of your LinkedIn group members in an email if you had some announcements or anything. Yeah. But unfortunately, people started spamming the groups. So they got rid of that feature. So that is really unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but just like you're saying, it happens all the time. I don't know. It's so funny. It's like somebody will want to connect with me on LinkedIn and I'm like, okay, the minute I push this button, it's like, I just want to count to 10 because I'm going to get a DM that says, hey, do you want to, check out my service? And the frustrating part is they clearly have not even really looked at my profile.
Oh,
I don't know how many times I have to say, I don't need your service. I'm so sorry. Or, no, I'm not a corporation. I'm a solopreneur, so, and it happens on Facebook and Instagram too. I mean, just like we talked about with my client that I mentioned today, it's hard for people to undo those old habits of buy my stuff in the DMs. And so we got to go back to what you're saying, which is adding value, making connections with people. I mean, that's the whole thing that I do. Somebody said to me today that, oh, you're really good at prospecting. And I was like, I'm not prospecting. I'm just trying to, make a connection with you. I think what you do is interesting and I'd like to hear about it. And, so there's a difference between, what's been going on and what you guys are trying to change. I love that.
Yeah,
do you want to tell us what the VALU and E stand for real quick?
Yes. So V stands for vision and clarity. So before you can do anything on your profile, you have to know what is that long-term vision? Why are you doing what you're doing? And what is your purpose? Like what is the main reason why you're doing your business? So based on that, then you become clearer on who it is you're going to help, how you're going to help them. And so vision and clarity is that first step. Then A in the word value is called abundant relationships. So that's what we're talking about now, is to
Right.
build relationships on LinkedIn and not sell people at all. You bring that off of the platform. Maybe you talk about having a little chat, and then you just kind of go back and forth, and then maybe it turns into someone who wants to work with you, or maybe just turns out to a collaboration partner. So
Right.
the relationships, and then being like-minded. So abundant, meaning many relationships, and also the actual relationships are abundant with
Yeah.
like-minded qualities and things. So I
Yeah.
love that one. So then let's see what's else. Leverage. Leverage is the each other's audiences. So you're leveraging each other's audiences because you're like-minded and you have the same audience. Like
Right.
you and I have very similar audiences, so we help each other. Um,
Mhm.
you have you gave me this platform to as my opportunity, which is the next one, and I'm going to give you an opportunity on my platform soon. But the next one for the you is unlimited opportunities. So what I help people do is to determine and identify what opportunities they want to pursue, whether they are setting up your own platform, like your own asset, like a great Facebook group or somewhere where you can interview people and give them opportunities. So it's
Right.
about your opportunities and other people's opportunities as well. And then
Yeah.
the next one is E for escalate. So that's when you decide, okay, I am going to go on podcasts. So you go
Mhm.
on LinkedIn, and then you can search podcast hosts up in the search bar,
Yeah.
and all the people that have accounts and that have a podcast will
Mhm.
show up in hundreds of pages if you depending on how the criteria of the search.
Yeah.
So then you can just start building relationships with all these people. Maybe listen to some of their podcasts, and if you really resonate with them, you reach out to them and tell them, I saw
Mhm.
this episode and I really resonated with it. So that's how you start this relationship with these people. You don't
Yeah.
just go out and say, hey, I want to be on your podcast.
Right. Hey, I'm awesome. You should have me as a guest. And they're going to be like, who the heck are you? Exactly.
Right.
No, gotta be a little more strategic about it. We can't just sort of walk in the room and go, "Hey, hire me." Well,
Right.
that's awesome. I love how every letter has a purpose, so that your
Yeah.
students can really see like the roadmap ahead of them of what you're planning for them. I think that's really cool.
Right.
Can you
Yeah.
give us a couple of really good tips? Now I know I don't want you to give everything away, obviously, but what would be like one or two really good tips that you share pretty often that you think would be important for us to know?
I think, let's see. Well, in the profile, there's this section called the About section.
Yes.
And this is one little tweak that I had learned about in my journey of learning about LinkedIn. But most of the time you see people write about, it says about you, or it says about section. And most people think it means about them, but it actually means about the person reading it,
Ah,
the visitor. So that you start out with a sentence that sort of catches their eye, like, you're struggling with trying to find clients on LinkedIn, or are you struggling trying to find clients on LinkedIn? Are you tired of wasting time trying to figure it all out? So that grabs their attention. That's the whole.
right. I'm writing that down. I'm going to double check mine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so there are four components. It's a marketing. It's not nothing that I made up, but people don't think of using this technique
Yeah,
on there. So,
for
so
sure.
yeah, so then after you sort of catch their attention, then you zero them in on that first one is addressing the problem that they have that they don't want. So then the
Right.
next one is addressing the result that they want that they don't have. So they say, so well, it's time for you to change. It's time for you to build your clientele up to as many as you want, and da 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 da. And just all these different result benefit type sentences in that second one. So that's going to keep them reading. So the
Mhm.
next one is you talk just a little bit about what you do, just so that they know that you are credible and that you can actually help them get that result that they want. And
Yeah.
then underneath that, you put your like a free gift, some kind of free gift that has something to do with what you were talking about. So
Right.
they would be more willing to sign up for it. And
Yeah.
in that case, you're also building your list. So that's one of the tips that I teach as far as the about section. It's just a way to just grow your list that way and just build relationships without having to make a lot of people put their phone number. Who's going to call somebody they don't know?
You'd be surprised how often it happens. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. But no, I like that because what I teach, and you know this, is how people can gain visibility for their businesses without having to pay for a lot of advertising. And what you're saying is exactly what I want my clients to know too. That is prime real estate for them to use to showcase who they are and showcase who they serve and how they serve them and the transformation they can get for that client. And then also by giving something away, like a free guide or a free tool, it just deepens that connection. It does help grow that person's email list for sure, but it's just another way to connect and deepen, deepen the relationship and showcase your talent as a coach or as a course creator or as a business owner. So that's awesome. So I know, and I want you to tell our listeners, our viewers, you've got something coming up that's really, really cool. So I want you to tell us all about it.
Yes. Well, it's the first that I have ever heard of before. No, I've never been to any kind of event like this, but it's called Profile to Profits Makeover. And what it is everyone who comes to participate, we're going to go through every section of the profile and to optimize it and just give you tips. Like the one I was just telling you, I'll teach about the about section. We go straight from the top, the banner, the headshot, the headline, the activity. Like every day is one part of the profile. And so by the time they get to Friday, their entire profile will be optimized and ready to receive visitors of the people that they want to read read what they are all about. So it's always a great opportunity to ask questions, to see what other people are doing on their profiles. And so it's really fun, a really fun event. On Monday, I talk about this whole methodology thing. And then Tuesday, we start on the top and then middle, bottom, all the way down to the bottom. So a lot of people probably don't pay attention to the entire profile. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so this is something you're putting together. And is it 1 day, 2 days? What are the details?
Well, yeah, it's Monday through Friday. It's a 2 in this Eastern time, 2 to 2:30 or 2:40. They're not very long sessions, just to give people a chance to get off and go take action on their profile. So Monday through Friday, and then Saturday there's going to be like a bonus training having to do with sales. So
awesome. I love it. How do people sign up for this if they want to?
Oh, they go to profiletogrofitsmakeover.com.
Okay, cool. Profiletogrofitsmakeover.com.
Yes.
Awesome. Love it.
Yes. Yeah. Love it. So it'll be a good time for sure. Starting on Monday. Woo.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. So then by Saturday, they've gotten their profile all maxed out and they're super confident about it. Love that.
They can start reaching out to people and then feel confident that they can come to their profile and it's exactly the way that they want to be representing themselves.
Super cool. Anything else that I haven't asked you that you wanted to add?
Let's see. Anything else? Well, I really, my whole mission in this whole process is to help expand the global ripple effect that that all of us are trying to do, just to make the world a better place to live. And so I really appreciate you letting me share my message so that we can together make the world a better place. I know that there are a lot of places that are things that are happening around the world that we wish were better. So sure. I'm glad there's a group of us that are trying to change that.
Right, for sure. Well, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise. And I want to thank you also for being one of our awesome members in this Facebook group. I know that you look at the group, you see what people are doing. And if anybody in the group wants to collaborate with Wendi, like I'm collaborating with her right now, because you have a similar audience, please reach out. I want you all in the group to start collaborating with each other, sharing each other's audiences so you can grow your visibility that way. And if you're catching this on replay again and you want to connect with Wendi, you can find her in the group under the members tab. You can tag her in something. You can shoot her a DM. She's so much fun to talk to. So, okay, guys, here's what I want you to do now. We've been talking about LinkedIn, and that is one of the most amazing social media platforms that I use. Wendi obviously uses it and teaches it. And I know you guys also use Facebook and Instagram. So to help you with your social media content, I've got a free video and guide that will help you feel easier, have ease. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so congested. The weather here in Arkansas has been crazy, and my sinuses are not happy. And I'm like, I don't even think my words are coming out of my mouth very well. Anyway, I've got a free video and guide that will help you create 90 days of social media content ideas in only 30 minutes. These are social media content ideas that you can use once you've gone and maxed out your profile with Wendi. You can map these out for use on LinkedIn, just like you can on Facebook and Instagram. So you can grab that tool at tracybeavers.com/social and just download the video and the guide. And my awesome assistant, Jill, is going to pop that link into the comments for everybody to see. And I say this every week. I hope that what we've brought to you is of value. I want to know, and I know Wendi would want to know, what do you want to learn? What do you want to hear more of? Wendi's got an awesome group also. So check her out and go hop into her group. She brings value all the time in that. It is our goal, like Wendi said, to bring you value, to be of service. And if you're loving the content, I want you to save it into your favorites and create your own library of awesome videos that you can refer back to anytime. And remember, being an entrepreneur is hard. Some days everybody wants to buy what you're selling, and other days you can't make a connection to save your life, right? If you think you're alone, you are not. I know Wendi has days like that. I have days like that.
Yep.
Yes, as much experience as I have and as confident as I am and as many clients as I know I've helped, right, Wendi? We still have days like,
yeah.
And if you guys want more business strategy, guidance, ideas to grow your income, reach out and set that free information call with me. Let's talk about coaching. Let's talk about what it looks like. Let's eliminate your overwhelm, your frustration, your questions, and let's get you building your business with ease. I want you to have a great balance of the week and weekend. And remember, when one of us rises, we all rise. So we've got to keep cheering each other on. Now, I'm going to check the chat really quick. Somebody said, good content, ladies. And thank you so much. But it says Facebook user, so I can't see who it is. I can figure it out on, I'm not seeing it in the group either. Oh, shoot. Well, whoever you are, thank you so much for being with us. And Wendi, anything else you want to share before we go?
Oh, gosh. I could share a little bit about my kids. They're all musicians, too. My whole family is.
Yeah, real quick. Tell us about it.
Well, just one of my daughter, she plays viola and she travels all over the world, at least before COVID. And then she plays with all these celebrities. But she was in Paris when the pandemic hit with Madonna. Wow. She was like on a world tour with Madonna when it hit. So I was very pleased to know that since, we're all freelancers. Right. So but she was considered an employee because she was working with Madonna. And since the tour got cut off, then she became she was like an employee who got cut. So she got unemployment. So I was really glad about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was good.
And obviously she came home safely from Paris.
She did come home safely from Paris. So we're happy about that. So I don't know. Sure. That has nothing to do with LinkedIn or anything.
Hey, but you're a proud mom, and that's pretty darn cool that your daughter is playing with Madonna. I would have that like stitched across my forehead. My daughter plays with Madonna. Yes, Madonna. Maybe someday, Wendi, you and I will be so famous that when they say the word Tracy, everybody goes, oh. Or you say the word Wendi and they go, oh yeah, Wendi with an I.
That's right. That is true. That is definitely true.
All right, my friend. Well, I am going to wrap us up. You guys take care. Have a great rest of the week and the weekend. Hopefully the weather where you are is not as ridiculous as it is here in Arkansas. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks again, Wendi, for being with us.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for having me.